Hey, what's up, y'all? CP from Blue Eclipse Productions, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about parallel compression, you know, in terms of what it is and its pros and cons. The easiest explanation I can give you for parallel compression, it's when you take a sound source, duplicate it, add compression, so that way when you play it back, they work in parallel. It's a way to apply compression without degrading the original sound source like you would as, you know, just applying compression directly onto it. All right, it's useful in a number of ways because, like, say you have some drums. If you just slap compression directly on the drums, like a real extreme setting, obviously you're gonna mess up the drums because you can't go overboard with just adding a bunch of compression. You might be able to add a bunch of compression on, say, the individual kick or snare or something, but like if you just slap heavy compression on all of the drums, you're gonna completely ruin the drums. All right, but with parallel compression, you can duplicate the drums, add compression to that duplication, and then it will give a thicker drum sound, but without ruining the original drums. Now, don't get me wrong. If you use too much of it, yeah, you can still ruin the drums anyway. You know what I mean? But you can also use it for bass lines. You can use it for... sometimes you can use it on vocals, but most of the time you don't really want to... I mean, you can try it, see how it sounds. If you don't like it, then don't use it. You can use it on synths. Same thing. Try it. If it works, use it. If it doesn't work, don't use it. Pretty much anything you're willing to experiment with, it can be used, and it has been used for a lot of shit. You know, that's the best way to look at its pros. Now, its cons, this is the biggest fucking con. And a lot of people neglect to mention it, or they just flat out say some bullshit. Maybe they didn't, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna just tell it like it is, because that's the way I roll. If you use parallel compression, it will add up in the master bus. You will find yourself clipping if you abuse it, all right? And if you abuse it too much, sometimes it can lead to really bad distortion. So be careful with it. When I show you how to use it, it's gonna be in mild settings. I may increase it just to show you how it can clip, but otherwise, you don't really want it clipping like that, dog. I mean, because, you know, your intent when you're mixing, or at least my intent, is to have a clear mix without clipping. And the only way to have a clear mix is just to avoid clipping as much as possible. Sometimes you're going to clip. Now, I'm not going to front. Sometimes you just got to clip because that's how the shit sound good. But you don't want to make clipping a part of your everyday mixing, a part of your repertoire. You know what I mean? You want to try to avoid it as much as possible. So, damn, how can I show this example today? I think today, for all the Reason heads, I'm going to show you how to do it in Reason. You know what I mean? No, fuck it. I'll do both. I'll show you how to do it in Reason, and then I'll show you how to set up in Cubase, because I got love for both of the programs. I know a lot of my subscribers use Reason, but you may not use Cubase, and some of y'all might use Cubase, but you don't use Reason. So I'll do it in both, so that way you can see how to set it up, and maybe it'll work for you, maybe it won't, but at least you'll know how to do it and you can try it. So, yo, let me fire up the session and let's go to the lab.